With a love-drenched heart, Juliet tells Romeo, "Parting is such sweet sorrow," while John Martyn tells his lover, "Run the hell out of here." Next on Into the Music's Track of the Day. This is only my opinion. I didn't read this, so it's not confirmed. But I would venture a guess that John Martyn, who wrote this song at 19, that I know, that he was a fan of William Shakespeare or at least read Romeo and Juliet and might have based this song off of that, but took kind of a different twist and turn. And so without further ado, let's get into the song and then I'll explain all that on the other side.
Well, I wish I could think of some cliche to mouth to make our parting seem less sad. But if I told you lies or promised you the moon, the truth would come trickling from my eyes. So run, honey, run, and hide in the wind, and never stop to look inside your mind.
The guitar playing is insane. I love the what he's doing on the acoustic, just picking the strings like that.
From my eyes. So run, honey, run, and hide in the wind, and never stop to look inside your mind. Well, I wish I could wash all my weeping blues away and watch them disappear on morning tide. Oh, but I seek after sought after sounds of the sea that churn forever round my mind. So run, honey, run, and hide in the wind, and never stop to look inside your mind.
That playing is so good. I'm going to pull this back.
And I wish I could fly like a bat from a cave to the darkness of my ignorance to light. I'd forever live on the echoes of our love and die like some star burning bright. And run, honey, run, and hide in the wind, and never stop to look inside your mind.
I usually save the lyrics for like towards the end of each episode, but this one I'm going to get right into because what I said on the other side about Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. So he starts off by singing, "Well, I wish I could think of some cliche to mouth," right? A cliche. Okay, pardon is such sweet sorrow. um, to make our pardon seem less sad. But if I told you lies or promised you the moon, the truth would come trickling from my eyes. Right. So he's like, I'm not going to sell you any bill of goods to try to, talk you back into the relationship. I mean, what's obvious right here is that there are two people who are breaking up, and it's not her, and it's not just him. It sounds like they're both kind of, sort of smelling the coffee, and they're realizing together that they need to end this. Okay, but when and he wrote this when he was young, right? 19. So maybe he's looking through it through the lens of like a young person, young love, and young love breaking up. Um, and think back to that, even though you feel like in many cases where you're making the right move, you're still not sure. And maybe we should kind of get back together. We shouldn't do this. Maybe we should talk about this a little bit more, because the finality of that, right? That's very real. It's very adult like. Okay. Um, so, but he's saying, I mean, he's coming at it with like honesty and candor, and he's saying, you know, if if I if I'm going to promise you the moon, right? Because I know that we need to walk away from this. Okay. So if I try to like tell you anything different, the truth's going to come trickling from my eyes. And the truth is that, you know, she's not going to want to hear the truth. Right. So he's saying, run, honey, run, and hide in the wind and never stop to look inside your mind. And I love that. Hide in the wind. At first I was like, hide in the wind, but there's that saying, run like the wind. So I think he's sort of cleverly kind of saying, let the wind just take you and take you far away from here, and never stop to look inside your mind. And I think that the interpretation of that is, don't let the mind take over. Okay, go with the heart, go with the feeling. Well, I wish I could wash all my weeping blues away and watch them disappear on morning tide. So he's kind of acknowledging that he might be the sad sack in this relationship. He might be causing some harm. Not to say that, I mean, there's always two sides to a story, but he might be admitting right here that he is he's not the one for her. And he's got some issues and blues. Um, but I seek out the sword at the sounds of the sea. This is a folk song, and so he might be sort of kind of writing through the lens of not just young people, but young people from a different time, and where he wants to sort of seek a life uh, of solitude, and get onto a boat and go out into the sea, seek out the sword. That's kind of maybe, he wants to join the military, and the military will take to 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 join anything that's going to take him away, far away from people that might really love him. So run, honey, run. And but he recognizes that um, that's probably not healthy, and that the best thing that she could do is run, hide in the wind, and never stop to look inside your mind. And I wish I could fly like a bat from a cave through the darkness, right? So he's not running from the truth, right? His truth. Uh, to fly like a bat from a cave through the darkness of my ignorance to light. I'd forever live on the echoes of our love and die like some star burning bright. Um, live on the echoes of our love, the memories, but he's not going to actually experience it right anymore. Like that's gone, that dies. It's just a memory that lives. And run, honey, run, and hide in the wind, and never stop to look inside your mind. So that is my interpretation of the song. It's one of the reasons why I fell in love with it. I love folk songs. This has a bluesy feel, and I know that John Martyn got into, I think as his career went on, he kind of gravitated more to the blues side. But this has, again, it's a folk song, but it's got that little blues kind of feel, just a real drenching sadness. Um, and I love his voice. I love the acoustic playing, the chords that are traditional chords that are kind of associated with folk songs and some blues. Uh, yeah, I actually did a song from him last October, Small Hours, and that was a live version. And so that was my first taste of John Martyn. What's interesting is that the first time I heard the song, it wasn't by him. There's been two covers. One is by Mochiba in 2008. That's the first time I heard the song. And I liked their version a lot. When I dove into the song, because I loved it so much, and I'm like, and I all of a sudden I'm like, wait, John Martyn? John Martyn wrote this? Wait, John Martyn, I just did him like last year. And then when I listened to his version, I'm like, no, no. I need to start from the beginning. I think next I'll actually do the Mochiba version, right? Maybe in a month or two. So look out for that. Also, Arboretum, they did that in 2012. I don't know that group, but I found that in Wiki. And this was written in 1967 off his first album, London Conversation. And again, he was just some days or months shy of 20 when this song was released. And yeah, wow, I love this. It is a wow. Um, so these are two songs now from John Martyn that I love. So I'm gonna go down the road to John Martyn. You can help me out, put some song recommendations in the comments. I would love that. In the meantime, I'll talk with everyone, right? In the conversations and everything. I love reading everyone's comments in the chat and everything else. And I try to jump in with a comment or two. And if I don't, always know that I appreciate everything that you write, your engagement is amazing. So thank you. And so with that said, I'll see all of you on next episode of Into the Music.